I made these cardboard planes over 6 years ago. As you can see, they're not really in mint condition. Yes, they certainly pale in comparison to some of my more recent cardboard plane creations, but why not give them a little review? So, starting off here with this Emirates 777. Yeah, the nose is kind of cursed. That's kind of a theme among all three of these aircraft. Besides the nose, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it has the shape of a plane. Obviously, I didn't put landing gear on these things, so the engines are kind of just the landing gear, I guess.
Oh my god, bro.
This wing looks safe.
Hell no, man. What the?
If you do look closely at the back here, you can kind of see that I just taped paper on the whole fuselage, and there's actually like a little bit of blue paint underneath the paper. If you're wondering what that is, it's actually because this aircraft wasn't supposed to be an Emirates 777. I was actually trying to make one of Iceland's special livery aircraft, but I failed miserably, and you can see that results with this weird kind of cursed cockpit. Yeah, I just painted white over the blue paint and it just made it even worse. Overall though, I mean, it doesn't look that bad. Yeah, I have to be honest though, these horizontal stabilizers are not very horizontally stable. But anyway, let's move on to our next aircraft, that being this Philippine Airlines 777. Yeah, it's kind of weird. These are both supposed to be the same aircraft, but the Emirates one is kind of bigger. And that's also kind of crazy because the Emirates one was supposed to be a 757, which is like 50 times smaller than the 777, but whatever. It's got a nice engine, you know, a nice right engine, because there isn't really a left engine. I don't know where that went. You can actually tell just how sloppily made this particular aircraft was. I slapped these two cardboard rolls together, slapped a bunch of windows on and doors, and then I actually made a pretty decent looking tail here, and a very nice right horizontal stabilizer as well. Yeah, there's not really a left one. I think you gotta appreciate that at least we have at least one horizontal stabilizer, because I actually had to do some reparations on these aircraft. But the tail on this one looks pretty nice. It's probably the best tail out of all three of these planes. But speaking of that, let's check out our third plane over here. This is obviously the British Airways 747-400. I'm pretty sure this is actually the oldest of the three. I made this in like March or April 2019, so that would make it almost 6 years old. Yeah, here's some 10 out of 10 engine mounts. Yeah, the cockpit on this one's kind of pointy. I think I did a decent job at making the 747 hump. It doesn't look too bad. Yeah, the wings are kind of questionable, although we do have some flaperons and ailerons, which is pretty cool. This wing is kind of dead. The tail section is slightly concerning. Oh, this is kind of falling apart. Okay, it's pretty bad. I don't think the angle of these horizontal stabilizers is supposed to be so swept back. Also, the wings aren't swept back at all, which is kind of like a unique thing on the 747. You have these kind of swept back wings. And these wings are not swept back at all, but the horizontal stabilizers are for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, something kind of funny though is, for some reason, these horizontal stabilizers on the Emirates 777 are kind of like comically large. Like they're literally bigger than the tail. Like I'm not even joking. That's kind of insane. Yeah, these cardboard models are basically the equivalent of what you'd find in a aircraft graveyard. But are they really that bad? Now, if you want to see a genuinely bad airplane model, this guy's kind of dead. Unfortunately, this Lufthansa A380 did not survive the test of time and is extremely dead. Oh, that cockpit. Oh, that is really bad. Tail isn't too bad. But at this point in time, it's not even worth gluing back on because this thing's just dead. I don't even know where the engines went. These wings are kind of dead. Oh, sorry. Oh, this one had flaps too. That's kind of cool. Well, at least it had flaps back in its day. This plane is the definition of scrapped. Well, I don't think we really need to review this one because it's kind of dead, so let's just... So yeah, I made these planes quite some time ago. I think it would be 5 to 6 years at this point. I made all of these airplanes before I even had the channel. Obviously the airplanes I've made now are much better. Like for example, here is my Hawaiian Airlines 717 that I made in 2023. The difference is like kind of insane though. Like it's kind of like I actually tried on this one, unlike this one, which fell apart in like 2 seconds.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
It is really cool though to see the difference from the planes I made before I even had the channel to the planes I made very recently. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this tour of my ancient cardboard planes. But let me know in the comments what you would rate each of them, out of 11 of course. But with all that said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, as always. By the way, go check out my model review playlist if you want to see some of my newer cardboard plane creations. But anyway, goodbye.